A compound word that functions as a noun is known as a compound noun. For example, ice cream, ice cream, two words, but they are used as a single word. Football, mother-in-law. Yes, a compound word is when two or more words form a single word. That word is known as a compound word, or it may be simply known as a compound. For example, rain plus fall is rainfall. Similarly, a compound word that functions as a noun is known as a compound noun. For example, ice cream, ice plus cream, ice cream, football, mother-in-law. The meaning of a compound noun is usually different from the meaning of the words that form it. Foot plus ball is football. He plays football. Here, the meaning of the compound noun football is a game, which is different from the meanings of either foot or ball. Compound nouns can be formed in many different ways. The most common ways are noun plus noun, adjective plus noun, and verb plus noun. Let us look at some examples. Ice plus cream is ice cream. This is noun plus noun. Ice is a noun, cream is a noun. He loves ice cream. Another would be break plus fast. Breakfast. Break is verb, fast is a noun. So it's breakfast. She ate her breakfast quietly. Or quietly she ate her breakfast. Adjective plus noun would be black plus board, blackboard. Please wipe the blackboard, or please write on the blackboard. Generally, one of the words in a compound noun is a noun, but it is not necessary. For example, we can have an adjective plus verb, high plus light. High is an adjective, verb is a light, so the compound noun is highlight. Visiting the beach was the highlight of the day. The climax was the highlight of the play. Note that highlight functions as a noun, therefore it is a compound noun. Any compound word functioning as a noun is a compound noun. The function should be as a noun. Now a compound noun can be written in three ways: with space, without space, and with hyphen. Examples of with space would be post office, prime minister, fire engine. Examples of without space, toothbrush, bookcase, bedroom. Example of with hyphen, check in, check out, mother-in-law, daughter-in-law, father-in-law, then great-grandfather. These are all hyphenated. Compound nouns that are written with spaces are known as open or spaced compound nouns, whereas compound nouns that are written without spaces are known as closed or solid compound nouns. And with hyphens, they are known as hyphenated compound nouns. Let us see some examples. Example of open or spaced compound nouns: post office, fire engine, bottle opener, prime minister, police station, full moon, New Year's Day, washing machine, swimming pool, bus stop, distance learning, ice cream, lawn tennis, living room, dinner table, coffee mug, water tank, real estate, eyeshadow. Examples of closed or solid compound nouns would be wallpaper, birdcage, bookcase, snowflake, bathroom, bedroom, windscreen, housewife, lawsuit, football, breakfast, software, waistcoat, sunrise, haircut, underworld, and so on. They are all written here on the board. Please copy them down. Hyphenated compound nouns examples: air conditioning, check in, check out, all in-laws, son-in-law, mother-in-law, father-in-law, firefighter, six-pack, firefly, train spotting, take off, go between, grown up. Please copy it down. Yeah, all the examples are on the blackboard. Copied? Okay. Now, compound nouns that are normally written as two words may be hyphenated to remove ambiguity or when they have a modifier. For example, the camera had a color filter. Now in this sentence, color filter is a compound noun. We can write this with a space, color, space, filter. But to remove ambiguity, we can have a hyphen in between and say the camera had a color filter, hyphen filter. Now let us say there is a modifier. The camera had a sepia color filter. It is hyphenated because it has a modifier sepia. Now, a compound noun that is normally written as one word may be split into its separate component words and then hyphenated with the first word if a modifier applies to the first word only. There is a modifier which applies only to the first word, then we hyphenate with the first word. For example, he is a metal worker. Metal worker is a compound noun formed of two words, metal and worker. If we add a modifier and we say he is a sheet metal worker, then we split the word metal worker into two words, metal and worker, and hyphenate metal with sheet. So it becomes he is a sheet metal worker. Sheet, hyphenated metal, gap, worker. Clear? Yeah, this can be done only if a modifier applies to the first word only. Two separate but equally important nouns joined with and may be hyphenated to form a hyphenated compound noun. For example, he is a writer and an editor. The nouns are writer and editor. We can say he is a writer hyphen editor. So we have made a hyphenated compound noun, writer, editor. Understood? Okay. Now how do we make plurals of compound nouns? Here the last part has a plural ending. For example, let us say a compound noun, car park. So the first part is car and the last part is park. So we add an S to the park and make it plural as parks. For example, the town has one car park. This is singular. The town has 3 car parks. This is plural. Yes, but if you have compounds like father-in-law, sister-in-law, etc., the first part has a plural ending. Not the last part, but the first part. For example, I have 3 sisters-in-law. We do not say sister-in-laws. Laws. That is not written. The first part is pluralized. I have 7 brothers-in-law. Not I have 7 brother-in-laws. Clear? Okay. Now how do we pronounce compound nouns? Compound nouns are pronounced by giving the appropriate stress, emphasis. Now the emphasis is generally on the first part of the noun. For example, bedroom. We say bedroom. Bed is emphasized. Online, sister-in-law, checkout, website, car park, doorbell. But sometimes the stress is on the second part. Prime Minister, New York, New Delhi, Miss Julia, Mr. Robert, Mount Everest. Understood how it is pronounced? The stress is given on the first part, generally, but sometimes is also given on the second part. Now we have stated that a compound noun has 3 types, open compound noun, closed compound noun, or a hyphenated compound noun. But there are many compound nouns which can be written in all the 3 ways. For example, drop down, drop, gap down. Or we can write as drop down as a single word, or we can hyphenate it, drop down. Similarly, container ship, particle board. So we find that there is no hard and fast rule that a compound noun should be written in such a fashion only, as a closed or an open or a hyphenated compound noun. And the usage differs. English is of several varieties: Indian English, British English, American English, Canadian English, Australian English. So the usage differs. And the usage in the UK and the US also differs. Additionally, it may also depend on the choice of the writer. So how do you know whether a compound noun should be written as a closed compound noun, an open compound noun, or a hyphenated compound noun? Normally, you should consult a dictionary. It is one of the good ways to discover how a compound noun is normally written. Clear? Now can you do the exercise? Okay. Restart. Thank you.